In this morning's New Zealand Herald headlines, plans for the country's biggest Kmart revealed. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump get set to go head-to-head, and when Kiwis can try out this new futuristic public transport system. Atamarie, I'm Shuri Kinnear. It's Wednesday, the 11th of September. New Zealand's largest Kmart is set to hit Auckland's Westgate shopping centre. A 6,700 square metre store will be built directly opposite American-owned Costco in a yet-to-be-created street, Mackie Place. It'll be open 24/7 and offer its biggest range of affordable homeware, furniture, electronics, toys and clothing. New Zealand Herald senior business reporter Anne Gibson reports.
Some people do have concerns about traffic at Westgate. It has relatively narrow streets. It's extremely popular, and this is seen to be a store that will be more likely to attract customers who drive there.
There's support for higher speed limits on new roads, but the New Zealand Transport Agency's warning it would make building them more expensive. The government sought feedback on what people thought of a higher 120 km/h speed limit, with just over half in support. However, new safety standards would need to be prepared, and roads would generally cost more to construct. They'd need to be straighter, flatter and have wider shoulders for visibility, while more earthworks would be required on the crest of hills. In world news, the countdown's on for the first face-to-face showdown between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The Democratic Vice President and Republican former President face off at 1 p.m. New Zealand time in a high-stakes presidential debate in Pennsylvania. Recent polls are so far indicating the vote could go either way. Back here, the 7th week of Philip Polkinghorne's murder trial is continuing in the High Court at Auckland. The Auckland eye doctor is accused of murdering his wife, Pauline Hanna, in 2021. His defence says she took her own life. Yesterday, the court heard from a Canadian pathologist and an IT expert who was called to speak on messages and emails from Hanna's personal devices. The expert will return this morning to speak on draft messages, which are said to have been typed by Hanna on the morning of her death. And the first steps are being taken towards the development of a new futuristic mode of public transport in the south. Christchurch-based company Whoosh is working towards a pilot of their gondola meets Uber-style vehicle, which would elevate riders above traffic and take them from A to B. CEO Chris Ellington says the technology's already been fully funded and they're on track to get the last funding for a Queenstown pilot early next year.
It's just such an iconic part of New Zealand with some pretty significant traffic issues that we know we can solve in a real cost-effective way. So that's why we've been focusing the first project down in Queenstown.
The pilot would be the first stage of a wider city project. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more news worth knowing, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for watching this New Zealand Herald Focus video. To stay up to date, click the subscribe button below or check out some of our other videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more news worth knowing.